All right, so here it is. Finally got here the Supernote A5X2 Manta, all the way shipped to Hawaii. So I wanted to make this video before I started uploading more videos about the Supernote A5X2 Manta, which in Hawaiian would be called Hahalua. By the way, what a great name for a product, Manta. I mean, I hope Ratta really keeps up with this ocean theme in future products. Like if they ever created an A4 size, they could call it the Orca, and it'd have like a ridge down the middle maybe, and maybe black and white components. Or if they ever decide to do like a handheld model, like a handheld phone size, they could call it like a minnow or maybe like a fugu, and it could have like on the backside, it could have like little like bumps and things. But I know, we're probably just getting way ahead of ourselves here. Let's just celebrate the A5X2. Now, if you clicked on this video, you're most likely interested in buying the A5X2 Manta. But because of the product's history and how the community had to wait so long and some people got very upset at the product release, I wanted to make this video up front. And so if you want specs or an unboxing, that's not what this video is here. It's more like a preamble, or I guess in Hawaii we call it a talk story session, to just sort of explain the context of this whole thing. Because frankly, I never thought I'd post more videos on this channel again. Originally, I started this channel way back in 2022 because at the time, there weren't a lot of videos about the Supernote tablets, and I was very interested in buying the A6X for writing scripts for my other YouTube channels. By the way, still using it, awesome device. Now, most of the reviews at the time were your typical like tech reviews with, you know, really nice B-roll and close-ups, and they just talked about the specs, in my opinion, and no one really seemed to talk about the use of the Supernote tablets, especially when it came to long term. And as a consumer, that's what I was interested in. I wanted to know how people actually used it and how they felt about it after the initial purchase, because everyone loves it, right, when they first get a product. But after time goes on, I wanted to know, like, are you still using it? Because a lot of the channels either switched to different tablets or they just reviewed other pieces of tech. And so if you see my older videos about the A6X, you can expect more upcoming on this channel about the Manta. So again, if you're expecting nice B-roll shots or like, you know, close-ups and an explanation on features, other channels now on YouTube do a way better job. Instead, what I want to do is I want to talk about how I use this to write, because as the tagline goes, this is for those who write, and just generally how I feel about the product over the long term, over time, as I'm discovering new things for myself as a writer and how I actually use this in my daily life. And just to be clear, I'm not here to sell you anything. There's no affiliate links, and as of this video, I don't make money on this YouTube channel. I have two other YouTube channels that do make money, but this channel is really just a passion project that I do on the side because I know it's really hard to decide whether or not you want to buy this Supernote tablet. And to me, specs and B-roll aren't enough to mitigate the risks because of the fairly high-ish price point. I've seen that this e-ink tablet market is very interesting because you can't really try a lot of these in person. At best, you could buy one and then possibly return it before the return deadline is over, but then you have to consider their shipping costs or international fees, and it can be kind of risky. Okay, so next I want to share how I got a product review copy of the Manta, and just some related thoughts on the release of this product. The thing is, because I already had the A6X and I was happy with it, I never really thought about looking at the Manta. I wasn't really following Supernote anymore, or Ratta for that matter, because I like the A6X. You know, I saw the Nomad, but I decided that I really don't need two A6 size tablets. So I really wasn't paying attention to the development of the Manta, you know, for the past like year. But then one day I decided to go on the Supernote subreddit. I read some of the threads and I was quite surprised at how upset some people were, how some community members were just, I don't know, you could just tell that they were angry because they were hurt, because they cared a lot, because the product was delayed and maybe communication was not as clear. And so people expressed their frustration. And I know some people couldn't wait any longer And so they had to buy, or they felt like they had to buy tablets from other brands and companies. And then personally, I think buying another tablet while waiting for the A6X is or was a big mistake, unless you know that you can return that other tablet or that you can sell it. And I know it's easy for me to say it because I have it sitting right here, but for me, I know that if I want a certain product that's under development, unless something else clearly better comes out at that time, I'm not willing to settle for anything less. So if you got the money, I mean, sure, go ahead and, you can buy several of these tablets and then just pick up, what you're waiting for later on. But if you're limited in resources like I am, then I would just say to practice more patience and wait for the product that you want, because you know that it's coming. And I know that it's risky, and I know that, again, it's easy for me to say that because I wasn't waiting for this product, but I do think that it's worth taking that risk to just wait, because you know that once that product comes out, once the one that you've been waiting for with all the features that you like comes out, you know that it's going to be a good purchase. So through all of this, what was going on and the waiting of the product, I just decided to send Ratta an email. I just sent them an email saying, hey, I made videos about the A6X a while ago. That's not really my main YouTube channel, but if you are willing, I'd love to get a review copy and just talk about the Manta whenever it comes out, because I know it's really hard to make purchasing decisions on this particular product because you can't really try it. And again, since I started the original channel, there's been a lot more YouTube channels that have covered, the Nomad and all the other devices. But I was just like, well, I try to talk about it like I actually use the thing, and I want to try and help people. Like, I get nothing out of this. It's just something that I want to do on the side. I'm not a big channel, this one right here. I'm not a tech reviewer. I just make videos that I want to see, and I wish that I would have seen back when I was looking for it, and that's what I try to have in mind. So I sent them the email, and I really didn't expect anything to happen. But I was surprised when they emailed me back pretty fast, and they said, yeah, sure, we'll send you one. And I was like, really? Oh, thank you. And what I appreciated the most from that communication was, they knew based on what videos, the videos, I'm sure they watched the videos that I made, but they knew what kind of videos I would make on this, and they said, just do what you do. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to, format it somewhere. There's no pre-approval. We'll send it to you, and you just make videos the way that you keep making videos. And as someone who makes YouTube videos, again, on my other channels, those are the best sponsors that I've been able to work with. The ones who really support me by getting who I am, or they get who I am and then they support me, but they just kind of let me go. And I really appreciate when companies do that. It's very freeing as a creator, and it's something that is actually quite rare amongst sponsored brand, sponsoring and all this whole YouTube thing. And so they shipped it to me on a Wednesday, all the way, I think, in China. And then it arrived here in Hawaii. I was set to get it on the following Monday. So you can do the math. What is that? That's Wednesday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, which is pretty good from the day they shipped to the time it arrived at my door. Unfortunately, the shipping company could not deliver it that night, nor the next night. And so I had to email them and say, hey, what's up? I see it's on the truck, but it's not being delivered. So they finally were able to deliver it the third day. So technically it was 7 full days, including the weekend. So 7 full days, but that was not Ratta's fault. That was the delivery company. It should have taken 5 days, including the weekend. It's 5 just regular days. So for those who are wondering about shipping, that's how long it took to get mine. Now, I mention all of this background. You may be wondering, why am I talking about this? But I mention it because this means that I got this for free, okay? I got it for free. And does that create a bias in my videos? Absolutely it does. It absolutely makes, there is bias in it. Even if there's no money exchange in this whole process, they still gave me something, and that influences what I say. And you talk differently about the things that you pay for versus the things that you get for free. I think it's just how people are. So I want to acknowledge that up front, and not really, I guess not up front, it's more like in the middle of this video, but I want to acknowledge that in, you know, the context of all the videos coming on this channel. And I hope that people who watch my A5X2 Manta videos will understand that I am trying my best to talk about this Manta in the most honest, transparent way that I can, in how I actually use it. And if there's something I don't like, then I will mention it. And I hope that people can just like trust that. I also acknowledge that it's unfair that I got the product early when many people have been waiting for over a year. Even when the product came out, they're gonna possibly be waiting for 10 to 30 days. I understand that that's not fair. And I'm sorry that it's not fair. Again, I wasn't one of those who was waiting all year and following the subreddit and, you know, being obsessed about like, oh, any news today? Oh, no news. I understand how that feels. I was just enjoying my A6X the whole year, or, you know, ever since I bought it for past like almost 3 years. Yeah, almost 3 years. And I just happened to stumble across the A5X2. I make YouTube videos and I asked and they gave. I understand that it's not fair. There's been times where I was waiting for product news and I felt like very left out because certain people got access to it and I didn't, and I'm like, but I don't get it. Why do they get it? So again, I understand that and I acknowledge that. But I'm here to hopefully make videos that will help people decide if they want to buy a Manta, not just now, but in the future. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do here. There's going to be a lot of hype and probably a lot of videos coming out, you know, now in December, and as well as they should, because this is the hot item, right? People have been waiting for a long time, very passionate community. But I'm thinking long term, when a lot of these other channels in 6 months to a year have probably moved on to new tablets or new whatever, right? They're gonna make all the comparison videos, and that's good, but I am trying to make it for the people long term, like after 6 months of use or after a year of use. Like that's what I'm thinking, because that to me is gonna help people buy this product in the future. I really like Ratta and the Supernote products, and although they took a while to release the Manta, I really like what they're doing in the tech market in terms of like their philosophy. You know, while most companies focus on releasing products every single year, or they force people to use like subscriptions, Ratta's taken a different approach with the Supernote products, and frankly, it's a much riskier approach. Their marketing is not flashy at all. I mean, it's slick. The Manta video is pretty slick, but it's a lot of text. If you gotta read the philosophy behind the design, and I thought that was wonderful. The way that it was written, I'm like, wow, this is like not like a TED Talk, but it's more like an Apple presentation. It's just, whoever wrote it, if it wasn't AI, beautifully written as to the explanation and sort of the history behind why the product is the way that it is. From the history back with the A6 products, and then the next gen, and then the Nomad, and then here we are, you know, with the Manta. I have noticed though that, again, although the marketing is not very flashy, the people who use the products, they become product ambassadors, to use a term that Guy Kawasaki kind of coined. They almost become like evangelists, right? I've used the A6X, not because someone paid me to, and because I got it for free and I just checked it out for a video and then I put it in the drawer. I actually use this because it's a good device. And I bought this way back when it came out. This is one of the few devices that I own that it's exactly what I thought it would be. Because sometimes we get tricked by marketing and we imagine products are actually better than they are. So when we get them, they're kind of a disappointment. But the A6X was exactly what I wanted to help me to write. And so in that sense, to me, it was the perfect device, and frankly, it still is the perfect device. Again, I don't have any affiliate links. I don't make money off of this channel through ads. I'm just trying to make videos that I would want to watch if I were trying to decide whether I wanted to buy something. So I'm not really interested in comparing the Manta with other tablets, because I don't think I need to see the other tablets. Like, I already know the A6X is perfect for writing. If anything, I could compare the A6X to the Manta, like the A5X2, like in terms of the size, but it's really just an A5 to an A6. I know there are upgrades with the the software and the features, but like when it gets down to it, it's pretty much just a writing tablet for me. So in that sense, that's the extent I would want to compare it. And so even though I'm not comparing products, I think a product is good. I could just make the case that it's worth getting without having to compare it to every possible tablet or every possible iPad device or whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with those types of videos. The tech reviewers will cover that, but I really don't feel like there's a need to. In the same way that I can recommend a certain restaurant or a certain dish without having tried every single restaurant or dish in the world. I can just say that, oh, this was really good, you should try it. And I think that's okay. And so I'm gonna be posting videos about the Manta on this channel, probably more regularly at first and then less frequently. And probably after a year, I'm gonna stop. Again, this channel is not meant for people to follow regularly. If you wanna watch it, that's great. But it's supposed to be just a resource for people interested in buying the Supernote tablets that people can refer to later on. And I hope that this is more conversational. This isn't, like in your face, I may do things differently than other tech reviewers or people who typically review tablets. I actually just use this stuff. And I just want to talk about it because I think it's good. And I hope people can appreciate that at the end of the day. So it was extremely difficult, by the way, to not open this. So I am going to open it and have fun and play around with it and make future videos. I don't think I'll make an unboxing video. I think those are kind of boring. But I may just talk about, my initial impressions or like first day experience, or I don't know. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what is in this package. Very difficult though not to open it when it first came. I purposely waited until I filmed this video, and then I'm gonna open this. So I hope everyone who ordered one of these can be patient. Those who received it, I hope they're very excited. And those who are thinking about it, whether now in 2024 or in the future, if you're watching this video, I hope that the upcoming videos help you. And again, I'm thinking long-term, I'm thinking real-world use. I'm not gonna spec you out on things. If you wanna know what the specs and all the features, that's what the website is for. And frankly, that's what I would look at if I were shopping for this. So thanks for watching this video.